morning. Today's obituaries are brought to you by Moss Service and Hansville Funeral Home. Funeral services for David Irvin Partain Sr., 73 of Bluntsville, will be at 3 p.m. tomorrow at Cullman Heritage Funeral Home Chapel. Burial in Mount Pleasant Grove Baptist Cemetery. Cullman Heritage is directing. Mr. Partain passed away yesterday. Visitation will be 6 to 8 p.m. tonight at the funeral home. Funeral services for Reedy Ozella Powell Evans, age 98 of Vinemont, will be at 1 p.m. tomorrow at Moss Service Funeral Home Chapel. Dr. Jeff Steele officiating. Burial in Mount Zion Methodist Cemetery. Moss Service in charge. Ms. Evans passed away yesterday. Visitation will be 6 to 8 p.m. tonight. Funeral services for Evelyn B. Rutherford, age 85 of Cullman, will be at 1 p.m. today and will take place at Moss Service Funeral Home Chapel. James Oslauka will officiate with burial in Cullman City Cemetery. Moss Service directing. Ms. Rutherford passed away on Saturday. Funeral services for Marjorie Lee Griffin, age 90 of Cullman, were yesterday at Moss Service Funeral Home Chapel. Monroe Griffin and Frederick Whitt will officiate. Burial in Cullman Memory Gardens. Moss Service directing. Ms. Griffin passed away on Sunday. And those are our obituaries for today, brought to you by Moss Service and Hansville Funeral Home.
Welcome to Today on 2. It is Tuesday, the 7th day of August. As he looks out the window, he sees clouds.
Yeah, it looks kind of overcast today, for sure.
A little bit overcast today. Yeah. And we start with the weather. Our weather brought to you by Mitch Smith Chevrolet on Cherokee Avenue. Make the switch to Mitch. There's the weather almanac for August 7th. The average high temperature remains at 92. The average low 66. The record high 102 in 1930. The record low 53 in 1974. Sunset this evening 7:42. Sunrise tomorrow morning at 4 minutes after 6. There's the satellite picture. You can see what's going on around the country. It looks like rain down in the Gulf in the beach area. Anybody who's trying to get in a last-minute vacation may have a rainy day today. Here's the forecast for Cullman County. We will have mostly cloudy skies today. Slight chance of showers or thunderstorms with a high near 90. Partly cloudy tonight. Slight chance of rain, low of 69. Sunshine returns tomorrow with a slight chance of rain, high around 90. And more of the same Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. High temperatures in the upper 80s with a chance of rain each day. There we go. The weather forecast for Cullman County for the next several days. Did you watch any Olympics last night?
A little bit. I watched this bicycle race thing.
That's what I wanted to talk about today.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
Weird, isn't it?
It is. They're like, catch me. Can you catch me? Okay, you're starting to catch me. All right, I'm going to go a little faster. I'm going to go a little faster. I'm going to go a little faster.
The first lap or two, they're going as slow as they possibly can.
I know.
And I figured out the advantage is to the trailing guy. He has the advantage, so the guy in the front is trying to go as slow as he possibly can, hoping that he'll get past.
Okay.
That's what they're trying to do, because when they work
Makes
their way
sense.
up on the high bank, the guy behind can get,
Zip in there. Right.
he can get a momentum going to catch the guy in the front. So the advantage is, but it's so weird to watch because they're just going as slow as they can.
And they keep looking at each other like, okay, you're catching me.
Watching the other guy.
And the other thing is, I don't understand, why do they have to have their trainer or whoever hold them up?
I don't know why that is.
I mean, most people, even if you don't have a kickstand or whatever, if that's even on bicycles anymore, usually just get out on your, you put a foot down. But maybe that makes it harder for them to start.
I don't know if they both have to get on the same time. What difference does it make? So,
I guess. I don't know. But maybe that just cuts into their time. So if they're on their bike, they can get started right away. But I thought that was kind of odd. And the guys standing there holding them have the straightest faces. Like, I'm not going to smile. No way, I'm not going to smile. You know? So
it is a weird event to watch.
It is. It's a little different.
I don't know if they ever have more than 2 riders at a time. I'm not into that enough to know what's going on, if they ever have 4 or 5 or 6.
I don't know, but maybe it gets a little too much on the track, and it's real, because I thought, man, it's surprising that they don't fall over or that they don't run into each other, and probably some of that does happen.
Well, see, that's what I was looking for.
I knew it, the crash and burn kind of thing. That's what you thought. This will be exciting. We'll watch them crash into each other. No.
Oh, goodness. Well, we get to see some unusual sporting events in the Olympics.
And I think we're all going to have to start riding our bikes pretty soon. Did you notice? Gas went up again.
Went up. Yes, it did.
Yes, it did.
At least 10 cents, didn't it, from yesterday?
Well, yeah, horrible. It's on the cheapest, that I know of that you can find, $3.45, 0.9, so it's really $3.46.
Yeah. That's the discount stations today.
Yes. That's horrible. That's for regular gas. Oh, goodness gracious. And nobody's saying much about it. Media hasn't really, boy, when Bush was in office, that was everyday event. Gas went up again, Well, now, of course, it's, it's a part of everyday living, huh?
Hate to warn you, but you need gas going to work today.
Well, and it's the kind of deal where you don't wait till tomorrow to get your gas. If you have to have gas, you get it today, honey, because by tomorrow it's going to be $3.55. Who knows? But
very true.
I was so frustrated because one day I needed gas, and I said, oh, I'll get it tomorrow. Well, tomorrow it went up 10 cents, and just so frustrating. Oh, it gets me so mad.
Well, let's see. Who's our Facebook friend of the day?
Let's take a look. And it looks like Leah Renee Runge. Am I saying that name right, hopefully? And she likes Alabama football and the Will Yarbrough Band. Oh, no, what it says. Is that country or is that gospel or what is Will Yarbrough?
She likes Alabama.
Oh, she likes Alabama. I thought he was yay in the band. I'm thinking, oh, Ted knows this band. Nah, he likes Alabama. Okay. Well, good for her, too. That's good. That's real good.
Okay, that's our Facebook friend. Quick reminder that as of last week, we are streaming or broadcasting our program on the internet live each day, Facebook or on our website, channel2cullman.com. So if you're not a Charter cable subscriber, you can watch our show. And right after the show, it is archived on YouTube, so you can watch it over and over and over again.
I tell you. Who would want to, but if you do.
So if you want to find out who won the birthday cake, you don't have to call us.
That's right.
You can watch on YouTube.
That's true. That's true. Yay!
We get people who call in. I didn't get a chance to see the show.
Yes.
Well, you can now.
Yes.
Anytime you want to.
That's exactly right.
Okay.
Exactly right.
Well, let's see. Who's coming to see us today? We had a little change in plans today.
Yes, we did. And we were going to try to help promote the new big cookbook from the Catholic Church. I tell you, they have got this monstrosity of a cookbook. That's one of the biggest cookbooks I've ever seen. But it is such a fantastic cookbook. It's just got more than just recipes. It's got all kinds of tips and things like that. And so we're going to be talking talking about that because, of course, Sacred Heart has been celebrating a big anniversary this year and so forth, so that's part of what they're doing. And then also Miss Rhonda Davis is here to talk to us about the autism group, and they're having a big fundraising kind of fun event coming up too, so we're going to get all the details about that as well.
We had mentioned yesterday that Brother Jeff Steele from Faith Baptist Church was going to be a guest today, and he called in overnight and said that he was up late last night. They had a death in the church, and he was not going to be able to come in to be on the program today. So hope everything can get a better situation.
Yeah.
But we don't have any idea who passed away. We certainly feel sorry for the family and the members of the church, but we'll continue to talk about the big event coming up this weekend at Faith Baptist Church.
That's right.
So
having a big
that's what we have
jubilee.
lined up. George Spear is here, and he'll talk about news and maybe a comment or two right after this.
Cheyenne, Cheyenne, where will you be camping tonight? Lonely man, Cheyenne, will your heart stay free and light? Dream, Cheyenne, of a girl you may never love. Move along, Cheyenne, like the restless clouds up above.
At Premier Bank, we take pride in serving our community. We respect our customers, and we've won awards for our ethical conduct. We're motivated to do all we can for you, and we're interested in your banking needs. We're efficient, safe, and sound, and our relationships with our customers are second to none.
At Premier Bank, we put the customer first.
There's stuff around your house, but we don't make stuff. We make ovens. Dual fuel, double ovens. And they bake so evenly that now delicious is something you can depend on. We only make things for one room. The best room. Your kitchen. We're devoted to it. And you can feel it in everything we make. Nobody knows the kitchen like KitchenAid.
Overwhelmed by home refinancing offers from telephone solicitors and direct mail advertising, and then find you're not qualified for a specific plan? The Mortgage Center, a hometown lender, compares the rates from all home loan lenders and the qualifications of the various government programs to find a plan best suited to you. The Mortgage Center helps Cullman County people purchase and refinance their homes.
This is Pat Newton. Call us today and let us tailor a loan program to your specific needs and requirements.
Time for news and comment. Hey, we're live streaming this morning, of course, on Facebook, as well as if you go to channel2cullman.com, you can find us. You don't have to be a member of Facebook to do that. You are welcome to share your opinion with things we talk about, either this or other issues involving things happening in Cullman. To begin with, according to the Cullman Police Department, it's not a good idea to interfere with an officer, especially if you're driving a Chevy Blazer and your name is Brett Parker Mitchell, a 43-year-old from Cullman, out there on Denson Avenue. I guess back in June, Brett was, according to police, under the influence, driving 45 miles an hour when he rear-ended a police car. Police are hoping to get restitution, pay for the police vehicle. You know, car accidents, it seems like, well, yesterday, for example, several of them, actually. Midday wrecks yesterday slowed traffic in several parts of the county. So there was a wreck occurred about a mile north of the traffic signal at the Vinemont intersection of 31 and Old Highway 31. There's a bad spot out there. If you're going down, going out 31 north and you turn right to go to one of the ways you can take to get to the airport, there's an area that's really, if you're not paying attention, as of course about a year ago we had a bad accident there or thereabouts, killed a young girl and I think another member of her family. But there was an accident there yesterday, as well as an accident on Cherokee Avenue in front of Ryan's Steakhouse. I can't think of a place that's more dangerous than in front of Cracker Barrel on Highway 157. I know that they opened up St. Joseph, you know, the light there, they put the red light there on 157 so that you can enter these restaurants from behind. A lot of folks, especially people who maybe aren't from Cullman County, will leave Cracker Barrel, or they'll leave the Shell station or one of those places, and they sit there hoping for a way to get out, and heaven knows how many accidents occur. One almost happened with me the other morning coming into Cullman, going east, or rather going west on 157, coming into, I should say going east, coming into Cullman, people coming off of I-65, right? Coming south on 65, exit on 157, and they don't stop to take a look whenever they start going right on 157, and it throws you in a situation where you panic. You have to throw the brakes on, and it's like they expect you to stop while they go ahead and run the signal. Decatur, and this is something really I think that probably every municipality, large township, needs to pay attention to. The sort of thing that has happened in Decatur, the Decatur Mall. Let's see, it used to be the River Oaks Mall. I've forgotten the other names that it's had. They're trying to encourage growth. And, you know, isn't it strange how there are places, even in a place like Huntsville, you know, where only one area is considered to be a growing area. Look at Circuit City and Best Buy. That area was a hot spot for a while. Then all of a sudden the Bridge Mall and farther, let's see, where else is there? There are other places, maybe another place or two, but only a few places where there's growth. How many folks used to think that maybe Walmart in Cullman, that used to be down on 31, but not as far south as it is now, was a great place? Then, of course, they're gone and they build again. Well, in Decatur, they're trying to do something with the Decatur Mall. They're encouraging the city council in Decatur is hoping that they'll give tax breaks to some of these people like Dillard's and, let's see, the cinema owner there, the movie owners, Harmike Cinemas, giving them tax breaks. Not everyone's on the same sheet of music with that because they say, why should we give them all these breaks whenever that's their business? You turn around and you see, like in the morning news, you got the Best Buy. Now, Best Buy is an electronic store, it's a toy store for men. And women, too, who enjoy their technology. Let's face it, you know, they're even selling, in some of these brick and mortar operations like Best Buy, they're selling iPhones, they're selling Apple computers and such as that. But they're not keeping up with the times. And what's the times? The times are cell phones and shopping online, Amazon, books. You can buy lots of things off the internet. When you don't pay sales tax, it makes a difference in cost, especially if it's an item over $100. The Best Buy, one of the founders of Best Buy store, is knowing that the business is in trouble. He was fired, but he's offering to buy it back. They're trying to avoid the sort of thing that happened to Circuit City. Remember Circuit City? Where did they go, right? You know, they didn't keep up with the trend. And you talk about something that's really apparently dead on arrival, and that's Radio Shack. Radio Shack. Here's a brick and mortar operation that they were ahead of everybody because they put out a catalog. And do you remember when Sears used to do the same thing? But look at the problem Sears is having. Hardly an online presence at all. But that's where the shoppers are nowadays, because you can get it in a day or two. Express, it's there the next day if you're willing to pay. Well, now, isn't it amazing how quickly there will be those people who want to play the race card? It seems, in my view. The N word, we all know that. We live in the South, we live in America, we know that. But how about the R word? We had a state senator, a state representative, I should say, Patricia Todd. She's talking about some of her colleagues in the legislature who represent the Jefferson School area and the hall, you know, the quagmire that is right now. They're about to lose their accreditation because of poor spending and management and all. Their representatives in that area, African Americans, blacks, were not going along with the party plan or along with the legislature and trying to deal with the issue. And so Patricia Todd calls them rogues. Oh my gosh. You would have thought the N-word were used. You know what I mean? Why are we making a whole lot out of nothing, it seems like? A rogue, is it not? But you've got some who want to make that one of the new buzzwords. And what's going on with the AFL-CIO? They're endorsing Roy Moore. Chief Justice of the Alabama Supreme Court. They're endorsing him. Democratic candidate Harry Lyons says he hopes that the labor endorsement and campaign contributions that Roy Moore has received from plaintiff lawyers will cause some Republican-leaning business people to vote Democratic in November. I would tell Mr. Lyon, don't hold your breath. The situation in Madison County, or up in Madison, up in Huntsville. Yesterday morning, early on, a 55-year-old woman, Deborah Day, who is a mental patient, off her medication, goes ballistic. Police are called. She's threatening everyone in her neighborhood. She's going to kill everyone. She's got a pistol in her hands. She makes the mistake, and let's face it, when you're mentally unstable and whenever you're off your medication and you raise a pistol toward a policeman, you're going to have to pay the price. And that's what she did. Paid it with her life. It's raised concerns about how to deal with this because they said that neighbors and that doctors had warned police, just like apparently police or rather a psychiatrist had warned about this shooter out in Colorado, right? And while concern is coming this way by the public and officers and law enforcement, funds are going this way, and what are we going to do? In Cullman County, we have the Cullman Area Mental Health. We've got North Alabama Regional that we have talked about so often, that people from Cullman County will, if they have to be committed and hospitalized in a mental institution, they go to North Alabama Regional. But that's becoming an institution for criminally insane only. You'll have to go to Bryce's Hospital if you're in Cullman County beginning this fall. I forgot the exact date. But if you don't think that affects you, let me ask you this. Let's say we had 1,000 people in Cullman County. If I had the list of 1,000 names who live in Cullman County, let's say that this list were published, there's a good chance you would know at least one or two, wouldn't there? Okay? 1,000 people have been committed to North Alabama Regional from Cullman County. 1,000. If we don't have that place to go to, and there's less funding, which is what we face now, then it's going to look pretty bleak for us next year. I think, in my view, boy, there's a train wreck a-coming, is what it appears. And do you hear about this Democrat representative in Congress wants to introduce a bill that would require cell phones to warn consumers about the radiation levels? What we need is what they had back in the 50s in those old movies. Remember the little thing? Remember it? Hold it up to your head, see if it makes a noise. Stay tuned. More Today on 2 after this.
We're entirely too lax around here. Now, in the big city jails, they give sobriety tests.
Sobriety test?
Yeah, to find out whether or not a man is sober. And I think we ought to do it here, too.
Well, Barney, I believe a sobriety test is given to a prisoner when you first bring him in. Now, you ought to have done that to Otis last night.
Oh, Andy, you know we couldn't have given a sobriety test to Otis last night.
Well, why not?
He was too drunk.
The Andy Griffith Show, starring Andy Griffith, with Ronnie Howard. Also starring Don Knotts.
What's going on up there?
You'll get used to it after you've been here a while. That goes on practically every morning.
Right. Oh!
Hey, let's do that. We're going to fight.
Now, take your time, boys. Where do you think you're going to a fight?
Welcome back to Today on 2. Rhonda Davis is back with us. Hi, Rhonda.
Hi.
Rhonda's with the Autism Society of Alabama, And they have, or you have, a big event, something different.
A little different.
Planned. So give us some details here.
We're grouping up with the therapeutic program through the Park and Rec, which is a new program that just came out the last 6 months or so, headed up by Holly Gutierrez. She has worked with special education in the school systems, and she is leading the Park and Rec therapeutic program. And we are inviting the therapeutic program families, which is anyone who has an individual with a delay or a disability, physical or cognitive, along with our autism support group, the autism networking group through the Autism Society. Next Tuesday to Stonebridge Farms. We're doing a big event there to kick off our new fall year and to help people understand that you don't have to have huge problems to be a part of a special group that helps families. So it's any kind of delay or disability, any age group, and we're working together with this new program with the Park and Rec Center.
So is this a fundraiser that you're going to
It's not a fundraiser. Okay. No, it's open free of charge for any families or those interested in helping families with autism or physical or mental disabilities or delays. Next Tuesday, it starts at 5:30. We're doing a make-your-own pizza party. Those that want to come early, they get their hands into doing things, and actually, yes, they actually get to do it. Kids and adults too, and if the ones that don't want to come that early want to come about 6 or 6:15, we're going to have some free food items too. But the first part will be a small fee just to cover the cost of what we are doing. We also are going to be bringing in the autism mascot, which is the frog. I don't know if y'all have seen it on our billboards and things like that, but FROG stands for Research, Outreach, and Growth for Families with Autism or Related Disabilities. And so he's going to come and be a part of the fun. We're going to have moon bounces and games and things like that. Stonebridge Farms is a beautiful place. Holly does work there as an employee too, so she is able to help us with getting that facility and welcoming new families and helping support and growth and learn about things that we need to learn about to help our families and those that have disabilities.
Because they're not normally open on Tuesday.
Exactly, right.
So this is a special
thing.
Right,
it's a special thing.
Just for your group, so whoever does come will be a part of your group and stuff.
Exactly.
And making pizzas. Who decided to do that?
Well, my co-coordinator, Jessica Dyson, who you've seen before come to interview, her and Holly got together because Holly used to be Sam's special needs aide at school. So that's how they knew each other for years through Sam's needs for the autism that he has. So they got together and talked about it, and they said, let's just start off we usually just do fun things during the summer and social things for the children and just networking, support kind of times for the families. So in August, we just decided we're just going to kick it off and invite both groups to come together, because we believe not only can people with Down syndrome or physical disabilities, we can all learn and help each other, and you never know, you might be able to give other families advice that's gone through things that they have not yet.
Right, right. Yes. And I want to talk about your son just a little bit. How's he doing?
Jordan's doing great. He's just turned 16.
Wow.
And he will be in 10th grade at Hansville High School. And he has an older sister who's going to be graduating this year. Hannah's a senior, so we're getting through it. And he's doing wonderful. He's enjoyed his summer. We've got a lot of wonderful things that we were able to do for getting out and swimming and vacationing, so he's doing very, very good. And in his own way, he's thriving, so we're very pleased with that.
That is good. Was that a good thing to integrate him into just regular school system, or?
It was the best thing for us, but it's not always the best for every child with a disability, and it's just an individual case. We did start out the Margaret Jean Jones Center for Therapy when he was
really
little, and for his toddler ages, and then we went to the Child Development Center for the first 3 years of preschool and the first year of kindergarten. So we did get some specialized schooling, and he does have a wonderful special education program at Hansville, and has a special needs one-on-one aid as well. So that, sometimes that's a need and a must in order to make it be successful in high school.
Because they did this just a few years ago, right? Where they kind of did away with this just special education program, and they're trying to integrate the kids. And I was just wondering how that was.
And with the right therapists and the right training, which brings me to our next event that we're having. Glenwood has an autism school, Alan Cott, and they do special needs training out of Birmingham. They come to the school systems and do special conferences. They're going to be hosting our conference this year, our third Making a Difference conference. We're going to be having it. The teachers' training will be at the Cullman Wellness and Aquatic Center on September the 7th, Friday, September the 7th. The teachers can receive CEUs, training hours through them. It's very specialized. It will be related to developmental disabilities that are related to autism, because it's a very wide realm, so many disabilities and many delays of disabilities can benefit from that. Also, the next day on Saturday, September the 8th, we will be doing training for parents, caregivers, anyone outside of that education realm, and those that can't make it on Friday for the education part, we will have some teachers there training from Huntsville, Tuscaloosa, and Birmingham, trainers for parents and other professionals, and it will be at the Civic Center. So we have wonderful events coming for